All right. So, what's your name?
Alan Shire.
Awesome. And how old
I'm in my early 50s. I was born in New Jersey, but I've lived in Massachusetts for all of my adult life. I've been teaching at Lawrence High. This is my 15th year teaching at Lawrence High, but I've been teaching in the city of Lawrence. This will be my 28th year teaching in Lawrence. I like urban education. I like the diversity. I like the challenges of it. Um, I have taught at Phillips Academy for a year, and I enjoyed it, but this is really where my heart is. Um, there are a lot more challenges here, and it's interesting.
are you? So, you mentioned challenges. What are some of those challenges?
Um, Students coming to school with very different, diverse backgrounds, um, not having a lot of support at home sometimes. I feel like you can make more of a difference here in students' lives than you can. And I went to a very nice suburban community high school, similar to, say, Andover High School. It was a public school where we all had parents who were college educated, and the expectation was we were going to go into college. And our teachers didn't make such a big impression in our lives because our parents did. But here, where you're dealing with an immigrant community, as a teacher, you can have much more of an impact. And so I think that's important.
For most of the kids that you teach around here, when they go back home at the end of the day, what's the biggest challenge they have to face?
Most of them have other responsibilities at home. A lot of them have to cook, clean, which is normal chores for a lot of people. But they also have to help raise brothers and sisters. They may have to work. And they don't always have somebody at home who can help them with their work because a lot of times they're the first person in their family to go to high school or to possibly go to college. You know, when I had trouble in a class, I could go home and I could ask my father for help or I could ask my mother for help because they were both college educated and they understood what the value of an education was and what my potential was here. When in an immigrant community, you don't have that same opportunities at home. You know, many of these students, their families are very hardworking, but they don't have the social capital that my parents had and that other parents in affluent communities have. I would want more students to be exposed to the potentials that are out there, the opportunities that are out there. So many of the programs that we have, for instance, some of the Upward Bound programs, we send students to summer session at Phillips every year, expanding those programs to show kids that if they do their work, if they invest in themselves, that there are opportunities for them out there. So I would like to see an expansion of those programs.
Can you describe an experience that really helped show you the value of what you're doing?
Just some of the feedback I get from students years later. Um, Now it's so much easier to keep in touch with students through social media. So I will hear from students that I haven't seen in 5 years or 10 years, and they'll thank me, or many of them keep in touch with me. Some of my favorite students that I taught more than 10 years ago now have families, they have careers, and many of them still keep in touch with me. So that's very rewarding. Some of them I consider almost family members. And that's something that you will find in a school such as this that you don't always find in other places because the families are not always connected to the students in that way. The teacher can connect with the student in that way. And so I've been very fortunate that I've had some terrific students. I said I've been in Lawrence for, well, 28 years. This is where I'm happy teaching here.
Mhm.
So although there are political issues that make it challenging, it's never been about the students being difficult. It's the outside factors that make it difficult.
And what do you think is the best thing the school can do or does do to help keep the outside out of the school?
I think all the programs that we offer students, the athletics, the after-school programs, the extracurricular programs, I think we do offer a lot to students. Unfortunately, not all students take advantage of it. Many of them have other responsibilities. But those that do take advantage of the programs that we have end up usually being successful.